Hey SpellGround fans, we get the question quite a lot, how do you clean your SpellGround? And finally we're going to answer that with a video. First let me say that we're not experts on cleaning SpellGrounds, we're experts on making SpellGrounds. But we do have a few tips and tricks that you can try if your SpellGround should get dirty. Now the other thing I want to mention is one of the first things to say is do not put your SpellGround in the washing machine. That's the first easy answer to how to clean your SpellGround. Don't put it in the washing machine. The next thing is that with the SpellGrounds, you're typically going to have three different kinds of spills or messes you want to clean. One is going to be a little dirt smudge, another is going to be a larger mess, maybe some food or something spilled onto your mat, and the third will be something even a little bit harder, which is going to be, say, a marker or a pen that's been marked on your mat. We're going to approach each one of those a little bit different, but we're going to show you how to do all three. So let me first show you our SpellGround here. And that is that we got a little smudge right here on this mat, right? And we're gonna dirty up the SpellGround even more. I'm gonna put a little bit of coffee spill. Now, as it turns out, the SpellGround actually kind of protects against coffee, so that'll take a minute to soak in. The other thing is we are going to put some mustard because sometimes you're eating catsup, you're eating a hot dog or something. We got mustard right down there. We're gonna smear that in. I know it's horrible. Good news, it's not a real SpellGround, it's one of our rejected, unprinted mats. Okay, I know, that would be painful to see that. The next thing is we're going to do a little bit of catsup because, with mustard and catsup, they go together. So we got, over here, we got quite a little mess squirted onto our middle of our SpellGround. So this is what we got here, and we got coffee stains over here. It's kind of messy. We're doing this on a white mat. The white mat's going to be the hardest one to clean, but if you have a darker mat, everything's going to actually look cleaner in the end. In this case, once we get it all done, we might even still see some of the residual stains or messes, but on the other hand, this is the way to do it. You don't want to throw it in the washing machine. So let's first start with the small stain, and that's this little dirt smudge I got working over here. Now the simplest thing to do if you get something like that is a clean sponge. Not a dirty sponge, because you don't want a sponge that you've been using in this kitchen sink because it's going to smell bad, and you don't want that on your SpellGround mat. So you get yourself a clean sponge, some water, and literally just a drop of soap in that water. You don't want too much. That's just going to help you. Now, if you have to go to more soap, you can. But for starters, just get yourself a wet sponge with a little bit of soap in it, and come over here to your stain. And this is the little stain we're going to work on right now. It's just a little dirt stain that's on this little smudge. We're going to wipe that down with a sponge. Right now it looks like we're just sort of smearing it around, which is sort of true. But the more we rub on it a little bit and give it a little scrub, that little dirt stain disappears. Now I'm going to give it one more little soapy watery thing. And there we go. Rub that around. And then once that's all done, get yourself a towel, a nice dry towel, and wipe it down. And in this case, you can see, SpellGround's going to look pretty good. We took that dark spot, it looks a little wet right now. To dry your SpellGround, let it dry flat. Okay, now we're going to get over here to the bigger mess, right here in the middle of this thing. And the challenge with this one, of course, is that A, it's a lot, but it's really the same technique that we just did, except it's going to take a little bit more water. And so let me try that. We're going to go over here. We're going to get our sponge a little bit wetter than before, and take that and put it on here, and start to wipe your mat down. Now, see, I'm kind of smearing around, but I'm going to put that in my little bucket of water over here. I'm going to rinse it out. Take another, keep using my sponge on this, and start wiping it down. You can see I got my soap. It's getting a little bit soapy, and right now we got coffee stains coming out, and mustard and catsup are disappearing. So again, it's not going to hurt the mat to get wet. It's going to hurt the mat to go in a dryer or to be in a washing machine. So if you got to put a lot of water on this, to get up that stain and that mess, then just do it. And you'll give it a good chance to dry later. But right now, you're wiping up the mustard, the coffee. We still got a little coffee stain over here, and I spilled some over that way. But we're using our wet sponge. The mat's getting pretty wet. But again, not to worry, it's going to dry out. And so I'm going to give it another good, one more good full-on washing here. And for those who can see it, it's looking wet here in the middle, but that's all right. We're going to take our towel, the dry towel we have. We're going to wipe it down. Give it nice strokes, kind of like you're, squeegeeing it in a certain way. Break it up a little bit, direction. Kind of work from the center, dry it out, press it out that way. And that's what you got right there. So that looks pretty good. It might need a little bit more, maybe a little bit more soap in one spot. And this is going to dry. So the third type of stain you're going to get is a marker stain. And or pen or something that comes on. So I'm going to put a small stain. Typically they're not going to be giant, so we'll put a little bit of a red marker right here. And there it is. And our job is to get it out of there. Now, unfortunately, the soap and water will probably not do the trick. However, there is this wonderful product called Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and it really is magical. And you can get these magic erasers at any drugstore, CVS, Walgreens, other stores. And the trick with those is you have to use a little bit of water on the sponge. It's a special sponge. We're going to dip it in our water here. We're going to come on over to our red ink stain, and we'll see how we do getting red off of a white mat. So give it a little rub, kind of work it in, work in the water, work in your magic eraser. You can actually see the magic eraser is getting a little bit pink from the ink. And we're going to get it wet again, and we're going to come over here and work on it. And now, again, as I mentioned, this is on a white mat, so some of this is going to be still be lingering. If you have any kind of mat that's darker than white, it's going to almost disappear, some of these stains that we're working on. You can still see a little bit of where the red was, but compared to what it had been, it's a whole lot better. So once you've worked it with your magic eraser, get your cloth, towel, give it a little drying, and voila, your mat looks much better than it did before you did that. Now here's the other thing with these mats, when you've done a full washing like that, or you've gotten it wet, just lay it flat and let it dry. You could also use something like this, which is a sweater drying mat, not little table for drying sweaters on. You can lay your mat on here and that'll help it dry from both sides. Not necessary, but a handy thing if you have one around the house. And that's pretty much what we're talking about. So thank you so much. I hope that helps. You can use water, sponge, a little bit of soap. You can get it wet. Just don't stick it in the machine in the dryer. So thanks a lot, and good luck with keeping your mat clean.